o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'd like to call the cemetery board meeting to order.
Member Brown,
Present?
Member Childs,
Present.
Member Jackson,
Present.
Member Smith,
Present.
Chair Frazier. No quorum.
Okay, first we'll have comments for guests, from the guests. Do we have any guests in the audience today? I see there are none. Did we receive any written complaints?
I actually do have a written complaint.
Okay.
This came in the mail. There was no date on the complaint itself, but it was postmarked July 17th. It is from Esther Godfrey at 7828 East Empire,
Could you spell that last name?
Godfrey. And her complaint was military flag holder stolen from her husband's grave, flag replaced with a piece of plastic PVC pipe as a holder. Her husband's name is Kenneth B. Godfrey.
Can we all get a copy of that?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, and so we can, at least, what can we ask? Is it Bert Bird?
What's that?
You guys don't do the,
Plastic pipe, I could probably put that in there so we can put a flag in there. There's no holder there.
hold it back. Okay. All right, and what is your name, sir?
Bob Cooley.
Okay. Okay, is the PVC piping, is it a temporary fix or a long-term
Well,
fix?
Like I said, long term, so next year we put flags out, the flag there, we just put the flag in it. And not stick it in the ground where it can get over the lawnmower and stuff like that.
Okay, so it sounds like what we need to do is get a permanent flag holder out there to replace the ones that's gone.
There's a lot of this going. On Morton Hill, I put conduit in all 75 ones out there, so we're not busting up the lawnmower and stuff.
Yeah, well, we've got to look into that, you guys. Thank you. Okay, the approval of the meeting minutes from July 9th of 24. Did everybody get a chance to review? Okay, I make a motion that we approve the minutes from July 9th of 24.
If anybody wants to go second, I guess I got the second, so we can move forward. Second.
Motion by Brown, second by Childs. Member Childs,
Yes.
Member Jackson,
Yes.
Member Smith,
Yes.
Member Brown.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Okay, now we'll have an update by the Discover Crystal Springs Cemetery.
Well, good afternoon, Cemetery Board. We had a busy last month out at the ravine and the grotto. We spent over 103 hours out there between the 4 different people that has worked out there. I picked up 6 bags of trash. Our Facebook page had a drastic jump this month. We added 63 new people to the Facebook page. It was primarily due to the article that was run in the July 26th issue of the Herald Palladium. Progress as far as the grotto, we've got over 98% of the vines have been removed around the grotto, and we did the silt that was inside the grotto. We removed probably 80% of that. We still have about 3 inches of silt and water inside. Again, the water will not go away because there are at least 3 springs in the floor of the grotto, and that was the purpose of the grotto in the first place. In there, in 1926 was given to the cemetery. We did discover, as we're removing the silt in the back of the grotto, we found a cylinder, it's like a sump, roughly 30 inch diameter and over 2 foot deep. We haven't determined what the purpose of that sump is for. It might be an artesian drain, but we're still investigating and looking at that aspect. We're continuing to excavate the area to the right of the grotto. We have found some terracing, and we're continuing to excavate that area to find more. We have found besides the curved bench in the bottom of the grotto, we have found another stepping stone raised up. So we're continuing by excavating this material, which has been accumulated since probably the 70s. We're finding more and more details as we clear it out. Some other activities done is last month we gave 2 VIP tours. That's where we take somebody that throughout the whole area of the ravines, especially the Sunset Lane area on the north side, and we show them around. Marcy Hamilton was a member of the Southwest Michigan Planning Commission. We gave her a tour of the area, and she's one of the leads as far as the Oxbow restoration projects and grant writing. And so we gave her a tour down there so she can see what we're doing down there and how it might interact with the restoration. Also, we gave a tour of the Hair Palladium photographer Don Campbell and Louise Reek. And they're the ones that wrote the article in the July 26 newspaper. We removed all the flags that we installed for the veterans, Civil War, and Spanish-American War vets, which is over 200 flags. We removed all of those, and we're planning on using those again next year. We went down into the ravine, and at the far west end, very close to the property line cemetery, we started removing vines and invasive plants around the culvert and a dam that's located down there. And we spent the wife and I were down there hacking weeds and stuff probably for a good 25, 30 hours the last 2 weeks. And we've completely removed all of the invasive species of vines that were overhanging the culvert, the dam. And we do have pictures up here of what it looks like, not before we started and after we got done with it this weekend. We've had 3 groups stop by while we're working in the grotto and thanking us for the work that we're doing. Just about everybody is out of town. They've followed on our Facebook page and have some interest in the cemetery, mostly family buried there. And they all appreciate the work that we've been doing. We have one bad news item. The week of July 22nd, vandalism hit Morton Hill Cemetery. And at least 5 monuments, headstones were tipped over, broken. And Bob Cooley's, which is here in the audience, that's really his cemetery. He really takes care of that, the stones and stuff. And he says he has started working on replacing some of those.
Right. And actually, there was over 12 headstones that were destroyed, tipped over.
Another slightly bad news, we had some theft going on at Crystal Springs, the area we're working in around the grotto. We had 3 piles of tree branches and leaves. And about 2 weeks ago, we drove by and one of the piles was missing. So happily, I think somebody was out there removing tree limbs, large tree limbs, and they saw a pile of tree limbs and they took care of that. So we always appreciate that kind of theft. So if they want to come back, and we got 2 more piles. But that was a positive note. Future work we plan on doing is continue working on the grotto between the stone, Inglesfield stone, and the grotto itself, because they're going to have a upcoming. Chuck Yeager is going to have a cemetery tour September 14th. I remember right? Yes, September 14th. And so we want to trim around the lady on the cross and also the topless angel in the ravine. And also we're going to have somebody at the grotto explain that area and also the entry to the ravine in case anybody's interested. as far as looking for volunteers, signing up for volunteers. And we also, down by the dam that we cleared away, we want to generate a path from there over to bridge number 6, which is the larger bridge crossing the ravine there in Ox Creek. There's an area that has been used for documentation of Army Corps of Engineers many years ago. That'd be a nice little path for people to take to see and observe the large bridge. Water flows out of Ox Creek in the ravine by 2 means. One is through this dam we show here in this picture. That's a sluice dam. There's a gate that can be slid up and down to control the water level, no longer being used. But then the other way is by the other larger bridge, just adjacent to it. We expended another roughly $20. We had another quart of herbicide to spray the plants. Particularly the multiflora roses, which is a very large number of them. They grow up to 8 feet. They can, the vines and things can spread out to over 30, 40 feet in diameter. As we cut those back, pile them up, we then treat the bare cut ends with herbicide. And it's supposed to kill the plants down to the roots so they don't come back next year. And the closing thing, we're still want to form a 501 nonprofit, but we'd like to get some information or help on who to contact, maybe an attorney that we could use to help start forming the 501 group. And I got some pictures up here after the meeting. If anybody has any questions, we can talk about them. Anybody have any questions? All right. Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much.
Just the one that you said on September 14th, cemetery tour.
Yes, that's going to be done by Morton House, Chuck Yeager.
Okay, what time is start?
I think that was 1 o'clock.
So you don't have to make no reservations or nothing, just
No,
call.
no, just show up.
That's in Crystal Springs.
Yeah, that'll be at Crystal Springs Cemetery. I don't.
Got 10 to 1.
10 to 1?
Okay.
Best thing, if you go to the Morton House Cemetery, or Morton House Museum, he's got a schedule there.
Oh, okay.
And I'll be talking with him tomorrow to set up some arrangements that we're going to furnish.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Now we'll move to our unfinished business. Update on cemetery property, grounds, and repairs. Are there any updates? I'll take that to be none.
If you will mention that last Friday, I sent the city's crews out to remove trees that had fallen down and to actually try to, because I understand those trees knocked over some headstones too.
There's a big tree down at Morton Hill.
Yeah, did they get those out of there?
It wasn't the other day, Sunday it was still down.
Oh, okay. We'll follow up and see what, I know they were out there last week, trying to get some of those up.
Okay, do we have any updates on the notifications to the families regarding the flowers and the decorations around the plots that aren't supposed to be there?
Made an announcement at last night's commission meeting, and it was made also the previous commission meeting, that we are going to basically give people until September 30 to get all of that stuff removed from around the graves, and then after that, anything that's still there, we'll assume that they don't want it, and this will have it disposed of.
Okay, thank you. Okay, we have any updates on our cemetery personnel?
I'm not sure what you're still referring to.
Well, basically, I believe it was in June of '23, we made a motion that we would hire Kasha Sanders to begin training under George so that when we were able to take over, she would be trained for the process.
There's nothing done on that, because there's no budget for it.
Okay, now we'll move to our new business, transfer of funds for burials.
So the amount from July 17th to August 14th is $18,620.
No change this time. Okay, we need a motion for the funds to be transferred for burials in the amount of $18,620.
I make a motion that we transfer the funds, $18,620.
Do we have a support?
I will give you all the chance.
Support.
Motion by Smith, second by Jackson. Member Jackson?
Yes.
Member Smith?
Yes.
Member Childs?
Yes.
Member Brown?
No.
Motion carries.
Okay, now we'll have comments from the board. Member Smith? Okay, Member Jackson?
Yes.
Member Childs?
No comments.
Okay. Okay, so we have one written complaint. Okay, I hate to go back, but do we have any updates regarding, the Gathright family? Any of the board members know about the Gathright family?
Yes, the Gathright matter has been settled.
Okay, and, do we know what we settled for? Or no? Is there-
We do, but it was done in closed session, so we're going to make the details public.
Okay, well, for the sake of the board, if you want to read about the Gathright situation, if you have a pen and piece of paper, you can look it up at the government website, and it's case number 362182.
Yeah, I had some directives to the city manager. After, you said the 30th or 30 days, what's gonna be the process of moving on that?
Basically, what we're going to do at that time is instruct the gentleman's cutting grass and so forth out there, as well as joint and all of that. Anything that's around the graves that shouldn't be, to just get it disposed of.
Okay, well, my comments will include a question. Did our Tiffany, this is directed to you, did our chairperson ever receive the information she asked for in regards to what was paid to see management and if we were up to date or not?
So we did get a report from the financial department. Mr. Little and I did review it. They are going to update some things to make it a little bit easier to understand. We had a hard time understanding it, so we want to make sure that everybody here can understand it. So they're going to get that to us and we will forward it on to you.
And what's the turnaround time for that?
It's going to depend on other work that she has going on, so we can't say for sure.
Okay. Oh, in my comments, I just wanted to say, the board has been maligned in regards to maybe our aptitude to understand how the cemetery board is to work. And it always ends with that the control of the finances are up to the finance director. But if you would, after that, or before that, if you would look at the cemetery board section 3.41, and it says such board shall have the power to appoint the necessary superintendents and employees for the cemeteries and shall direct the expenditures of all monies provided for the cemeteries, and shall make such regulations relative to burials and any other matters pertaining to the cemeteries as such board control and supervision. So when we're told that we don't have to know what we pay, where our accounts are, Section 3.41 states that, yeah, we're supposed to know. And also what gives us credence, if you guys have a pen and piece of paper, file number 94-0060AZ-8H, whereas the Benton Harbor City Cemetery Board versus the City of Benton Harbor. And it says, with the finalization of the judgment, it is further ordered the defendant, City of Benton Harbor, and its agents, attorneys, employees, and representatives be and hereby are restrained and enjoined from interfering in any way or attempting to interfere with the cemetery board, including the dissolution of the cemetery board by way of adoption of an ordinance or resolution by the Benton Harbor City Commission. So when we ask to see our accounting information, the invoices, we're entitled to it. Yes, it goes through the finance director, but we have a right and an opportunity. And I don't want you all to think that you don't, because here in black and white, if you need a copy, I'll be happy to get you one. Those are the questions. All we want to know is who we're paying. Are they being paid timely and according to what we vote?
But we don't have no financial director.
That's true.
Maybe that's the block.
Yeah.
But it should fall under the next person who's over there to be able to give us that information that we asked for.
I agree.
So that's all the comments I have for today. If there is nothing else, we will adjourn this meeting at 1:23 p.m. Thank you all so much for coming.